Okay, I'm just doing this to make a whole blanket statement on certain things. Why restore the Snyderverse won't work when they have the close your wallets thing. It's like no money, no Snyderverse or whatever, right? This is the reason why it won't work. If you don't support Warner Brothers or don't support anything what they're doing at all, like if you want them to go bankrupt or whatever, they won't be able to afford the Snyderverse. That's one thing, right? And if you want them to sell the Snyderverse or DC to someone else, and you want them to continue the Snyderverse with the same actors and stuff, one thing, right? It'll take at least one whole year to at least decide to sell the Snyderverse, choose the person to sell it to, and so on and so forth, to decide what's the good decision and everything, right? It'll at least take a year for that. And then once they get the whatever studio gets DC, legally they'll have to wait at least 2 years to at least do something with DC, because there's this whole legal issue of the person that gets something can't immediately do something with it, because they don't want the studio that gets it to be like a corrupt thing where they're just using it just to use it. They need to prove themselves that they could to have the thing they bought. They would be smart when they use it, So it'll at least take 2 years for them to do something about it. So it'll be 3 years altogether, the 1 year to decide who to give it to. And then 2 years, they have to wait to at least use it. That'll be at least 3 years. Not to mention the other years that it will take for DC to get in trouble with the money, because recently they showed a post. Tyrone Skyberg, surprisingly, shared a post saying that Warner Brothers Discovery is not going to be immediately in trouble, which means they're way more positive right now in the money wise, and they're doing too well to be in trouble. But of course, it also says they're in trouble with debt and stuff, but they're not too much into debt that they're gonna be bankrupt and stuff, right? So that's one thing. That's the few reasons why I don't believe the Snyderverse would happen, because about 12 years has already passed, something like that, since A Man of Steel, and then Ben Affleck was already pretty middle-aged, and yeah. It is weird about all that. I mean, it's not gonna come back. I highly doubt it's gonna come back. I'm 90% sure the Snyderverse is not gonna come back. That 10% is just because you can't predict everything, But yeah, it's not gonna come back.